The Battle of Stalingrad by Ruth and Layla.
Stalingrad was a large industrial city producing armaments and tractors and was an important prize in itself for the invading of the German army. Capturing the city would cut Soviet transport links with southern Russia, and Stalingrad would then serve the larger German drive into the oil fields of Caucasus. German war machine urgently needed an additional source of oil to wage a war against the alliances between the USSR, USA, and Great Britain.
In the Battle of Stalingrad, Soviet forces surrounded and crushed an entire German army under General Frederick Paulus. The invading Germans saw the conquest of Stalingrad as essential to their campaign in southern Russia, since from this strategic point on the Volga River, they could launch further assaults in the Caucasus. On September 3, 1942, the German Sixth Army under Paulus reached the outskirts of Stalingrad, expecting to take the city in short order. But the Russians had built up their defenses and continued to bring in reinforcements.
In subsequent days, the invaders fought their way into Stalingrad against fierce resistance. By late September, the Germans could raise the swastika flag over the Uniformig department store in the center of town, but they could not dislodge the Russians from the sprawling industrial quarters along the Volga. In mid-November, as the stalled invaders were running short of men and munitions, Zhukov launched his counteroffensive to encircle the enemy. At this point, the Germans could probably have fought their way out, but Hitler would not allow them to. They were ordered to hold their ground at all costs. As winter set in, Field Marshal Erich von Manstein mounted a rescue mission, but it was halted short of its goal, and the freezing and starving Germans in Stalingrad were forbidden to try to reach their would-be rescuers.
Hitler was humiliated by this loss. The Germans had lost and did not advance any further into Eastern Europe or Russia. An estimated 40,000 civilians died during the battle. 1,100,000 Red Army dead, wounded, missing, or captured during the battle. The Battle of Stalingrad is considered by many historians to have been the turning point of World War II in Europe.
On September 27, there was heavy artillery fire. My husband and my little girl were killed, and we were trapped. She later described the struggle of food. Then when the Germans were surrounded, they themselves ate horse meat. They left us the head, the leg, and the offal. Towards the end, there wasn't even that anymore. They kept everything for themselves and left us just the hooves and the offal. The worst thing was the German artillery strikes, he told the Sunday Telegraph as he peered through the rheumy eyes at the phalanxes of soldiers marching by the tribune. They worked us over good and proper. I lost many friends.
At that point in time, they pulled me out of my bed. My daughter, thank God she was asleep. She did not see what happened. They pulled me out of the house, and in front of the house they turned me around, and they repeatedly held me by my nose and turned me around. One of them had a knife in front of the other, the Kalashnikovs in my back. Yes, then I fainted and collapsed. I lay there and was unconscious. They dragged me away across the bridge over the river deep into the forest. Then they both raped me.